Welcome everybody. Today what we're going to be doing is talking to you about putting video within your reach. So really looking at how we can then take some of the skills of high-end video production and high budget and allowing you to think about how you can then potentially produce a video on your smartphone. How you can then use more consumer-based technology and free software to make your video and have video as part of then your marketing strategy. Yeah, so my name's Dan Lamoon. I've got 15 years experience producing videos, kind of sort of as a freelancer and then kind of sort of building up to then run different crews and work on different productions. My background started with doing some work with ITV, which is where I really got the kind of sort of understanding of how big productions kind of sort of work. I always wanted to work for myself, so I kind of sort of took a lot of that knowledge and then started them kind of sort of producing my own productions. And now I make kind of a lot of promotional videos and a lot of marketing for different businesses. So throughout today, I'm going to kind of sort of show you a few kind of examples of some of the work which I've done to hopefully kind of sort of inspire some ideas and think about how you're going to kind of sort of use video and how potentially you can then communicate your message, so about your businesses, about what you do, and really then also thinking about then your audience. And that's the important bit. Sometimes we can produce our communications which targets us rather than targeting who are our customers and who are the people that are actually going to watch it and engage with that. So people often say that a picture paints 1,000 words. Well, 1 minute of video paints 1.8 million words according to Forrester's research, which is really quite interesting but very true, because in effect it's a lot more dynamic. And everyone says kind of sort of how you should be using photos and imagery kind of sort of online to connect with people. Actually, video allows you to do that. And the bit which I really like with video, and one of the reasons why I produce it and I enjoy watching it, is it's passive. You don't have to feel that you're really actively trying to find out information. You know, you're not having to read someone's program or their brochure where there's a lot of information. You feel that's going to be a bit of a chore. But watching a 1 minute video can actually engage someone and give them that insight into how they might understand who you are, and it acts as a bit of a hook. And that's the big thing with video, it can act as a hook. It's not going to directly kind of create you then sales, but it'll be in a position where you can then get an understanding of what that company does, and then you've got that intrigue, and hopefully then you're encouraged to then look at their website, encouraged to then look at what they can then potentially do for you. And that's very much what we're going to be talking about kind of sort of like today. So the purpose of the workshop is really to teach you some basic technical skills in video production. It's also then to think about how you can plan your video marketing strategy, which then sits alongside your overall marketing mix. Giving tips in video marketing, so how you can engage audiences, how you then make a video which has actually got a purpose and actually has got a key message to get across what you're trying to communicate online to your audience. And I really hope that you're inspired by this workshop, and then from there you're in a position where you can start making videos and using video as part of your communications. So I'm going to show you a few videos first of all to give you a bit of an idea of what I do and how I produce content, and also how I market myself. So this first one is about Colab, which is the company which I run. Hi, I'm Dan, and I'd like to introduce you to Colab Creative. Built on the foundations of collaboration, media communications, and thinking differently with integrity. Colab is working in partnership with leading design agencies such as Rock Kitchen Harris to deliver video production, and working with organisations such as Leicester College and Creative Leicestershire to deliver creative enterprise education. So this next video is one of the most powerful videos which I've ever produced. The project was very much designed for us to work with volunteers who could then work in different kind of sort of care homes and work with older people to really kind of sort of tell their message and for them to document what their experiences have been through life. It was really interesting because we used lo-fi technology. Most of it was filmed on smartphones and flip cams, but we were in a position where we could tap into people's memories. Video was a way to trigger those thoughts and experiences that older people have been in, and this documentary really allows you to see that.
But I met lots of people. I met the Queen. Yes, I met the Queen. He got the MPE. So we went up to London, and he was presented with the medal. I was in the audience, really.
So as you can see, what was great was the fact that she was in a position where she could then remember meeting the Queen. And video did that. Video harnessed that kind of sort of energy, allowed her to track back and process and remember those different thoughts. So it's a really kind of sort of interesting way for people to get a grasp of what video is and what the potential of video is. And so it's more than just a marketing tool. I do a lot of work for commercial clients, and I produce videos for people like Taylor Wimpey to help them communicate to their audience about how they can sell houses. We were then looking at different ways that we could then engage with their customers, how then we can kind of sort of give them different information, but to build that brand loyalty. So it's not just then sell, 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 it's kind of sort of giving them a few bits of information to encourage them to warm to then that brand, build that trust. We ended up making 8 videos in a day, and they were the whole kind of sort of brief really was to make them so they weren't really high end, they weren't really glossy. We could then just film them and get across in that message to give someone a bit of information. So hopefully then that inspires them, that they think, oh, that's a nice idea, I'll then use that. Thank you, Taylor Wimpey. So I produce a lot of videos for Taylor Wimpey. Some of them are promotional videos to really tell people about what a new development looks like. But it's also then educating people. So what we've done is we've then started breaking down some of the content into more kind of sort of bite-sized chunks. We're talking to Michael. He's an expert talking about different schemes about buying a house. But what we've done is we've made them so they're short pieces of video, around 30 seconds to a minute kind of sort of max, to break it down and create that engagement, create that intrigue that people then want to watch more. It's acting as a hook rather than just to try and communicate the whole message in one video. And often that's too long and people don't engage with that. People won't give you longer than a minute, 2 minutes for that initial contact. You need to hook them in, you need to get them feel that they want to learn more, they want to understand more. And before you know it, they're given 20 minutes of their day, 20 minutes of their life, which is an opportunity for you to really connect with them and for them to find out more of what you're trying to sell to them. One more video, and this is one which I made on my iPhone, and I'm really glad that I did because I'm no mountaineer, my friend Nick is. So actually having the opportunity to climb it with my smartphone rather than a $2,000 camera, I felt a lot more at ease. And don't get me wrong, I was still sweating when I was hanging onto the side of that mountain.
Hi, I'm Nick. I've enjoyed exploring and working in the outdoors, and I'm lucky enough to have the opportunity to trek abroad. Here in the UK, I'm an active member of the British Mountaineering Council and the Mountain Training Association. I've trekked in Europe, Africa and Asia. All my experiences and adventures have brought me back here to where I feel most at home. Now it's time to give something back.
What this video really demonstrates is the power of how you can capture HD quality footage on your phone, but what I really want you to be thinking about is how then you capture the audio. So all this equipment here, I'm just using lapel mics and some form of MP3 recorder is really important because this MP3 allows you to then set the level of the audio. And that then means that you're in far more control, and people are sympathetic when they're watching video, but when it comes to audio, if there is a sudden bang, if there is a background noise, you can really notice that, and that does affect the way that you are listening and engaging with the video. So video testimonials becoming more and more used, and a great way to really build that trust because it's somebody else saying how they like working with you. And it's far better for one of your customers to be saying that rather than you just pushing that marketing message. So here's an example of one of my clients, Rock Kitchen Harris, and what they kind of sort of say about working with me.
My name's Jamie Mollart. I'm Client Service Director at Leicester-based advertising agency Rock Kitchen Harris. We've been working with Dan for nearly 10 years now across a huge range of projects, from small content marketing life hacks to aerial videos right up to the full corporate productions. We are more than happy to allow him to have full client contact and manage the briefs from end to end, and have always been incredibly happy with the services he's provided us.
Great thing was with this video, it only took a couple of hours to produce. It might take you a little bit longer if you're just starting out, but it's a really affordable and cost-effective way to get across that core message of who you are and how you offer a great service.